Hi dears, welcome to our economics class. Today's our topic unemployment. Unemployment. So this is the last topic in this chapter. In this topic we are going to discuss what are the different various type of unemployment. Then Sagal's mother Sheila looked after the domestic chores, children and helped her husband in the field. And Sagal's brother Jitu and sister Situ spent their time playing and roaming. Can you call Sheila or Jitu or Situ unemployed? If not, why? It's a question. Then unemployment. Now we are going to discuss what is unemployment. Unemployment is when people who are willing to work at the going wages cannot find jobs. When the people are ready to work but they can't find out any work, we can define as unemployment. Sheila is not interested in working outside her domestic domain. She was not ready to work outside her home. Then Jitu and Situ, they were too small to be counted in the workforce population. So neither Jitu, Situ or Sheila can be counted as unemployed or unemployment. They were not unemployed. Then the workforce population aged from 15 years to 59 years. So those who completed their 15 years of age up to 59 years of age, they were counted as the workforce population. Then Sagal's brother and sister, they were not fall within this age group and they cannot be counted as unemployed. Then Sagal's mother Sheila works outside. Sagal's mother Sheila is not working outside her domestic domain for payment. So she too cannot be called unemployed. So Sheila, Jitu or Situ, they were not unemployed because they were not belonging to the workforce population. They were 15 years to 59 years. Then his mother, she was not ready to interested to work outside her domestic home or domestic domain. Then Sagal's grandparents, they were also not called unemployed. Then in the case of India, we have unemployment in rural and urban area. So now what we discuss unemployment. Unemployment means when the people that are ready to work and they can't find out any work, we can call it unemployment. Then the workforce population between 15 years to 59 years of age. Those who fall below this, they were not counted as unemployed. Then most of the women, they were not ready to work outside their home. They were also not counted in this workforce. Then grandparents, those who completed their 59 years of age, they were also not belonging to unemployed group. Then in India, we have rural and urban unemployment. Rural area and urban area, we can see unemployment. So rural and urban unemployment. However, the nature of unemployment differ in rural and urban area. The unemployment is different in rural and urban area. In the case of rural area, there is seasonal unemployment. In rural area, seasonal unemployment is there. And disguised unemployment we can see. In rural area, we can see there is a seasonal and disguised unemployment. In rural area, we can see seasonal and disguised unemployment. In urban area, mostly educated unemployment. And urban area, educated unemployment. Then now we are going to discuss what is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment happens when people are not able to find jobs during some months of the year. Seasonal unemployment happens when people they can't find jobs during some months of the year. Then people depend upon agriculture usually face this type of unemployment. So agriculture, those who work in agriculture, some months they can't find out any jobs, so they belong to this category. seasonal unemployment. So rural area we can see seasonal unemployment. When some months of the year people they can't find out any job. This is called seasonal unemployment. There are some busy season when sowing, harvesting, weeding, threshing is done. Certain months do not provide much work to the people depend on agriculture. So certain months is very busy season. That time they had work. After that busy season is over, then they can't find out any job. Then this is seasonal unemployment. Disguised unemployment. In the case of disguised unemployment, people appear to be employed. When we are looking, we can see that people they were employed. They have agricultural plot where they find work. Then this usually happens among the family members engaged in agricultural activity. So disguised unemployment, we can see the family, those who are engaged in agriculture. So in rural area we can see seasonal unemployment and disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment we can see the family, those who involved in agriculture. And this usually happens the family, those who engage in agricultural activity. The work require the service of 5 but 8 people engaged in this field. We can see this disguised unemployment. An example, in one plot of land there are 5 members only needed to work. Then 8 members are working in the same field, means actually these 3 people they were extra. If they were moved, if they were changed from here, means also the productivity is same. So in rural area people they can't find out any job. That's why family members all together they were cultivating. So while we are looking, we can see they were employed. Actually they were not employed. These 3 people they were extra. They were belonging to the disguised unemployment. If the 3 people they removed, the productivity of the field will not decline. The field requires the service of 5 people and the 3 extra people are disguised unemployed. Then in case of urban area, educated unemployment has become common. Then in urban area we can see the educated unemployment. Many youths with matriculation, graduation and post-graduation degrees are not able to find job. Many people they completed their 10th examination, matriculation, graduation and post-graduation degree, PG they completed, then they were unable to find any job. Then a study show that the unemployment of graduate and postgraduates has increased faster than among matriculators. Then if you are comparing 10th and degree or PG, the number of degree and PG those who completed they were belonging to this educated unemployment. They can't find out any job. Then a paradoxical manpower situation, it was witnessed as surplus of manpower in certain category coexisted with the shortage of manpower in some other. In some area we can say the manpower it is extra, then some area the manpower is very less, shortage of manpower also. Then there is an unemployment among technically qualified person in one hand. Technically qualified people they were unemployed, while others there is a doubt of the technical skill required for economic growth. Economic growth, technical skill is needed at the same time. Some technologically qualified people they were also facing unemployment. Unemployment is led to wastage of manpower resources. So the problems unemployment it is led to the wastage of manpower resources. People are an asset for the economy turned into a liability because they can't find out any job. Then there is a feeling of hopelessness and despair among the youth. There is no hope for the youth. They were facing despair. They were hopelessness and despair among the youth. People do not have enough money to support their family. Then inability of educated people who are willing to work to find gainful employment implies great social waste. Educated people is there, but they can't find out any job, so it's a social waste. Then unemployment tends to increase economic overload. Unemployment is also tends to increase the economic overload, because these people, they were depending the employment or working population. The dependence of unemployed on the working population increase, because they were depending others, because they can't find out any job, and the quality of life of an individual as well as a society adversely affected. So the quality of life, it will affect, because they can't find out any job. Then when a family has to live in a bare subsistence level, there is a great general decline in the health status of rising withdrawal from the school system. So it's also a great problem when a family has to live a bare subsistence level. There is a general decline in the health status, because more number of people is there, then many people they were depending those who are working. Then actually here manpower wastage is there. At the same time the dependence it was increasing. That's why it will affect the health status of the people also. Then hence unemployment has determinal impact on the increased growth of an economy. Then increase in unemployment is the indicator of depressed economy. Economy it will depress, because the number of unemployment it is increasing. It's also a wastage of resources, then which could have been gainfully employed. And if people cannot be used as a resource, they naturally appear a liability to the economy. If we can't use people as a resource, then it's become a wastage or liability to the economy. In the case of India, statistically the unemployment level is very low. Unemployment rate is very low, because large number of people presented with low income and productivity is also counted as unemployed. That's why the number of unemployed is very less in India, because we are counting all the people, those who are working without looking their income, we are counting them also employed. And they appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potential and income, it is not adequate for their needs. Poor people cannot afford to sit idle. They tend to engage any activities irrespective of their earning potential. Poor people, they were not ready to sit idle. Without working, they were not ready to sit. So they were engaged in any activities without looking the earning potential. Then their earning keeps them a bare subsistence level. Moreover, the employment structure is characterized by employment in the primary sector. The whole family contributed to the field, even though not everybody is really needed. So there is a disguised unemployment in agricultural sector. This already we discussed, but in the entire family share what has been produced. So what their productivity what they produce, that they were sharing. This concept of sharing of work in the field and the product rise reduced the hardship of unemployment in rural area sectors. Because of this, they were getting a bare subsistence level only, and also we can reduce the unemployment in rural area. But this does not reduce the poverty of the family. Gradually, surplus labor from every household tend to migrate from the village to search of jobs. So these unemployed people, they were moving other area in search of work. And let us discuss about the unemployment scenario in the three sectors mentioned earlier. The agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector of the economy. So agriculture is the most labor absorbing economy. In recent years, there has been a decline in the dependence of population on agriculture, partly because of disguised unemployment. The number of working people is declined in agriculture because of disguised unemployment. Some of the surplus labor in agriculture has moved to other sectors, secondary or tertiary sectors, because they can't find out any job in primary sector. That's why they were moving to secondary or tertiary sector. In the secondary sector, small scale manufacturing is the most labor absorbing. So primary sector agriculture is the most labor absorbing. Secondary manufacturing is the most labor absorbing. In the case of tertiary sector, various new services are now appearing like biotechnology, information technology and so on. Then let us read the story how to know people could become an asset of the economy of a village. The story of village. There is a village inhabited by several families. Several families they were living in a village. Each family produced enough for their family needs. Then each family met its need by a member making their own clothes and teaching their own children. One of the family decided to send one of its son to an agricultural college. Then this boy, he got an admission to the nearby college of agriculture. After some time, he became a qualified agro-engineering and come back to the village. So he became an agro-engineer. Later, he became to his village. Then he proved to be so creative and could design an improved type of flour. Then he improved a new type of flour, and which increased the yield of wheat. Then this is a new job. Agro-engineering was created and filled in the village. A story of village, a new type of works is reaching to the village. Then there's a new job is created in the village. Then the family of the village sold their surplus in the nearby neighboring village. They were selling their extra surplus. They were selling nearby village. And the families in the village sold the surplus. Then they earned good profit themselves. They earned good profit which they shared among themselves. Then inspired by the success of this family, after some time they held a meeting in the village and they all wanted to be a better future for their children also. Then they requested the Panchayat to open a school in this village, and they assured the Panchayat they were ready to send their children also to school. So with the help of government, the Panchayat opened a school in this area, and a teacher was recruited from the nearby town. Then all children of the village they started going to school. After some time, one of the families gave training to his daughter in tailoring. Then she started stitching clothes for all the families in this village. Then earlier they were depending on neighboring village. So another new job, tailoring also was created. This had another positive effect. Then the time of the farmers in going for buying clothes was saved. And as a farmer spent more time in the field, their yield it was increased. Then this was the beginning of prosperity. And the farmers had now more than what they could consume. Now they could sell what they produced to others who came to their village market. Over time, this village, which formerly had no job opportunities in the beginning, had many like teachers, tailors, agro-engineer and many more. So many job opportunities created in this village. This was the story of a simple village where the rising level of human capital enabled to involve in the place rich with the complex and modern economic activities. So this is the story of village. So in this topic we discuss about the unemployment. There are two types of unemployment, seasonal unemployment and disguised unemployment. In the case of rural area and urban area, it was educated unemployment. And after that we are discussing job opportunities in rural area. So this topic is over, our chapter is over. I hope you understood this topic. This is a very simple topic. So I hope you understood it. Thank you.